Awesome. Okay, Christine, thank you so much for your time today. Have you participated in a usability session before?
Um, I have, but I've used like an online software called Validately, so I haven't done it with
Hmm.
someone actually present.
Yeah, okay, yes, it's definitely the more manual, higher cost way to do usability testing. But yeah, so this will take about 45 minutes or so, and we're working on the way that you, as our representative user, grades the XPs and playlists. So thank you for your time. Pretending to be a grader, that's the user population we're
Okay.
testing today. So it's just similar to Validately. We're going to give you a few tasks. Just I will read them myself, and I
Okay.
will share the prototype designs with you and ask you questions about what you see. And basically, I'll be doing. There's not a lot to click around on, but just having you tell me like what would you do or what information would you like, and we'll be documenting all that to improve the
Okay.
design. Feel
Sounds
free to
good.
ask questions as we go. I may not fully answer them because I'm really looking to understand your thought process and your expectations. So it doesn't really matter what I designed it to do. It really only matters what you expect it to do. So that's what I'll be looking
Okay.
for. Please speak candidly. There's no right or wrong answers to any of these. And I have some knowledge of the graders, but you have more. So that's why you're here today.
Okay.
And again, we are recording. Any questions for us before we begin?
Nope, I'm ready to go.
All right, awesome. I'm going to turn my video off so it's not distracting. All right, so before I read the first scenario, I'll just show you the first screen to give you a chance to look around. Here it is. All right, so just kind of walk me through what you see.
Okay. So I see at the top, the organization One Summer Chicago. I see that we're in, looks like we're grading the B Payday Ready playlist. Um, I have the option to, I guess, add student would maybe be a student who isn't already in the group that I'm in, perhaps, or the group of youth that I currently have open that are doing this playlist. And I can
Okay.
download a CSV report. Let's see. So from the sort of dashboard below it, I see I have 6 playlists that are ready for review. 10 are currently in progress. Um, 52 out of 96 have been approved. Um, hmm. I'm wondering if that means 52 out of 96 XPs have been approved, and I'm wondering that because
Mm,
it says then badges earned 1 out of 16. Um, that
okay.
might be me being way too specific.
No, no, it's good feedback.
I really like that for the in progress one, there's leave motivation because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know one problem we have with our organizations is they say they'll see kids have started a playlist, get to a certain point, and then just die off, and they
Oh.
have no way of knowing is it just the kids got bored or is it that they're stuck. So I like that there's a little kind of like poke with the leave motivation.
Oh.
um, I see this playlist has 6 XPs. They all have the local XP symbolage, if that's a word. Um, and I can see, so what's great about this is there's XP level review, which
Mm-hmm.
is also huge and a huge, huge ask from our partners is that's what they need because otherwise,
Mm,
the way it currently is, um, uh, assessors can look at XPs as a youth is working on a playlist, but they can't leave any kind of
mm-hmm.
comments and they can't
Mm,
approve or ask for a revision. They can only do that after an
mm-hmm.
entire playlist is submitted. So they could, the only way for them to kind of stop the train going off the tracks if they see it happening is if they had the initiative to go in ahead of time and just see what the kid has been up to without getting like an assessor ready for a review notification and if they choose to find a way to reach out to the kid outside of the platform, so if they email them or if they're in the same
Mhm.
space as them having a
Mhm.
conversation. Um, so this all looks great. I like the color coding. I've seen that with other ed tech products.
Mhm.
Um, I see in work. I'm assuming ready
Scroll
means
down
like
for a little bit.
they finished like the first three, and uh the fourth XP there is ready for and available for them to use, but they haven't touched it yet. Um and then the red for
Okay.
revision has been asked for. My one question would be, so like I see down, I think it says Sophia, we have 3 XPs that
Mhm.
are approved and 2 that are ready.
Mhm.
Um that's my I that's me just being like, I don't get how that works because based
Okay.
on what I just said, what I thought ready is. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then I see all the way down the second to the last student.
Mhm.
Just shows my eyes are kind of bad on my phone. I can't see the name. It looks like Sushi G, and
Sorry.
if that's wrong, I
Sudi.
completely apologize.
Okay.
Oh, Sudi. Okay. Has completely finished everything, and I like that there's like the badge. So if I was just quickly looking at this, because a higher up asked me how many kids have earned a badge, I could look through really quickly
Uh-huh.
and just count them up along the side.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's and obviously the youth name along the left side. I'd wonder
Mhm.
if I could click on the youth name if it would take me to their profile or
Mhm.
if it's there.
Yeah, tell me more about that. What would you see?
So we currently have you can click on youth names, and I usually do it inadvertently when it's not what I mean to do. But you can click on it, and it opens up to their profile with like their contact information,
Mhm.
things that they filled out ahead of time. So it's not necessarily a complete.
Mhm. Uh-oh, do we lose her?
I think so.
Um,
I
Oh, we just cut out. Hey, Christine,
Crap,
start
did I cut
over.
out?
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you hear me?
So,
Oh,
clicked on the
sorry.
profile, and then there's contact
Oh, okay.
info, and what else?
Basically, just contact information. Sometimes it might have what organization that they're affiliated with. Um,
Okay.
Basic information like that would be perfect. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it'd be nice if for
Mhm.
some reason, like I was going through this and I don't know, I realized I needed to get in contact with them outside the platform. But ideally,
Mhm.
everything like if I saw that they were doing an XP wrong, I would contact them via like through the platform by leaving a revision at the XP level. But it might be
Okay.
interesting just to be able to click their name and uh, open up their profile.
Sure. I can look into that. Did you have so for the Sophia row? Did you have another guess for what ready meant here in this context?
The only other thing I could think ready meant would be instead of the assessor letting the youth know that they can move on and use those XPs, and if it's maybe the youth saying like, I'm ready to begin this XP, so maybe like it's giving me a heads up that that's maybe it pings me and lets me know like, um, Sophia is like ready to start working on XP number 4 and XP number 5.
Mhm.
So I should just, in like, for my own record keeping, be aware of it. So, like, perhaps, like, I'll know in a few days to check to see if she started it and if she's having any difficulty. Um, that's the only thing I could think of for
Mhm.
there being 2 readies.
All
Unless
right.
it's an actual local event and it's ready in the sense that they have done the first 3 XPs and they can they can attend these 2 local XPs.
Yeah. What
the
about the Nicholas row?
I I made a note for us. We don't mean these to be local XPs. We just use their own icon.
Okay,
If
that's
that's
what I
helpful.
figured because I was like, I don't think so, but then I was like, well, maybe that's what ready means.
Oops.
um,
Sorry.
no,
I
that's
Update
just put
totally
it
fine.
icon.
made a note.
Nicholas. So, yeah, that's what I was wondering because I was like, okay, so he's ready with the 4th XP, but he started the 5th XP. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm not sure what the purpose of ready is, like,
Okay.
versus in work, because I guess if a kid has, like, at least, like, if the three are approved, I don't know. The only thing I could think of is that they're skipping around, and they chose to do 5 instead of 4 for some reason, um, because they maybe read 4 and were like, I don't know what to do here, so I'm just gonna move on to 5.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, any other comments on this screen?
Mm, I do not think so. I think I saw everything.
Okay. What about what do you think grade wizard means?
Um, let's see, grade. I'd imagine it's some kind of automated assessment, so I could click that and it would automatically grade. So like 6 XPs qualify for this automatic grading, and I could click it and it would automatically grade them for me. Um,
Okay.
Flash or these first 3 maybe were automatically graded because they were multiple choice or some kind of automated assessment where I didn't have to look at them at all, but I can click that and
Mm-hmm.
see um, what was done in them.
Okay. What was then? Awesome. What about third box here? What do you think? What do you think grade assist means?
Ooh, did not even notice that at first.
It's okay.
Now I'm not sure because grade assist to me makes way more sense with the automated assessment. Like that's what that is.
Okay.
And like I'd click that and it would just, approve the next 44 that needed to be approved. Grade
Mm-hmm.
wizard. Since it's such a lower number, I almost wonder if that's like like an entire playlist. But now I'm not sure. Or did I cut out?
No, best guess.
Okay. Whew, sorry. I was like, oh, I've done this before, like, where it's like, I have to think about it more, but I was like, wait a second, let me make sure I didn't cut out. Grade Wizard
It's all good.
versus Grade Assist. For review, there's 6 with a Grade Wizard. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Grade Wizard is somehow. Oh, okay. Perhaps the grade wizard is that it will grade it, but it will not approve it until I've gone in. So for the most part, it'll probably go in and say like, this looks like it has like this XP has all the keywords, or it looks like it's
Mm-hmm.
correct, but we don't want to approve it because like maybe the computer is misreading something. So we're still gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a human go in and just say, yep, this looks good. Whereas the grade
Mm-hmm.
assist literally is automatic assessment.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And we can always come back if we you get to see more of the tool. Maybe
Okay.
your thoughts change. Maybe they stay this. Maybe they're confirmed.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So task number 1. So you're the grader. It is time to review Kelly's progress of lesson number 4. Approve or reject her assignment and give her some feedback. So again, let me know where you would click and what you expect to see, and
Okay.
I'll prompt you along the way.
So Kelly is student number 3, Kelly W.
Yes.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, could you read me the prompt again? Because I was too focused on finding
Sure.
Kelly.
No problem. Yeah. So it is time to review your student Kelly's progress of lesson 4. Approve or reject her assignment. Give feedback
Ah.
as to why.
Okay, so ready, I would click ready because that means it's ready to be reviewed, not that it's ready for the student to work on it.
Okay. Awesome. And what would happen after you clicked ready?
Ideally, whatever she submitted as her evidence for completing that XP would pop up.
All right. Awesome. So we're going to click ready, and you will see this.
Ah, okay. Review artifact, okay. So the requirement, I think, is just, again, reminding me what it was that they had to submit.
Mm-hmm.
Student response is exactly the instructions of what I wanted them to submit. There's their response to 1 and 2. I see there's grade assist, which is currently turned off, and then feedback where I could leave feedback on whether their response is um, passes or if it needs to be revised. I'm assuming if
Hmm.
I turn grade assist on, it would look for some kind of keywords that we would be expecting to see in a correct response. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm curious if I turn that on, if the grade assist does, if I still leave feedback or if it just like it. Yeah, I'm wondering if I would still leave feedback or if it's just like, it generates some
Hmm.
kind of auto, this XP is
Hmm.
completed feedback in that space. But then I'd wonder, like, I'm already here looking at this and like it's a relatively short response. Like, why would I click Grade Assist on at this point? Because I have it open and I'm looking at it, and
Hmm.
unless I just like don't want to leave type in feedback and literally Grade Assist will just pop it in for me. Because then I still
Hmm.
have to hit approve, it looks like, unless once Grade Assist is on, it like this all of a sudden becomes like during solitaire when you've gotten all of them and then things go and it would do that. That's what's happening in my brain right now.
Okay, awesome. So, would you approve or reject this XP and why?
um, I am reading the what I have to do now, or what they were supposed to respond with.
Hmm.
I would probably accept this. I've seen a similar response like this before, so I would approve it. And for this XP, because I'm approving it, it's pretty basic questions. I don't know. I mean, I might just the only feedback I leave would be like, uh, these answers are correct or something like that. But yeah, this looks good to me in order to be approved.
Okay, awesome. Is our vocab right here for the buttons that you said accept? Um, which
Oh,
word would
no,
you
approve is way better. That's just,
recommend? You like approve?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, how come?
That's what seems to be more in our vernacular. Except,
Okay.
yeah, I that's just coming off of, that's from my own brain, but approve definitely is more LRNG, so to speak, and definitely um, we've had problems in the past of like making slight changes like that, where all of a sudden
Mm.
developers will start the inadvertently switch to saying from approve to accept, and then they just
Hmm.
use that, and it becomes like a huge issue for partners because they'll have created instructional guides or something where they use the terminology we
Ugh.
always have, and then all of a sudden it's slightly different. And like, even though it seems like, well, come on, it's obvious, like they do not like that. So
Oh,
that's a
sure.
long-winded answer to say, yeah, stick with approve.
No worries, that's awesome. And then similarly, revise or reject or other.
Revise is best.
Okay, awesome. Oh, nice. All right, that's the end of task one. How did that go for you as the representative grader?
I think that's great. I love that it has like it popped up right there, so it didn't take me into another screen where I then have to, go back to my list. I can see my list of students right behind me, like, and what I'm
Hmm.
working on. Um, the only thing that might be helpful would be if the student's name somewhere showed up here. So like, let's say
Oh,
I
okay.
clicked to do this and I got distracted and walked away. I might be like, I don't remember who this is that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But I definitely like that there's like it reminds me what the students had to submit as opposed to just me like looking, trying to remember what this XP was about. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think it looks great. The only thing is like there's a bit of gray space and and
Hmm.
this is nitpicky between
Oh,
the
yeah, right.
student response and grade assist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but other than that, I think this looks great.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next task. So, um, all right, Christine. So you're actually responsible for 60 students, not just one. So we just did one. For the purpose of this design, I just couldn't fit all 60 on here, but just pretend there are 60 of them on this playlist. You have to grade them all by tomorrow, and maybe there are like 60 that are ready to grade. You really wish there was a more automated way to do this. How would you go about doing that?
Assuming that there's automation here already that I can just like click a button, or like in an ideal
Hiding
world.
somewhere.
Okay.
Both.
So I would click, let's see, so we have totally come across this before where that is a completely real scenario of having to do 60 or more in one day. So I think, let's see, I think I would do grade assist on,
Okay.
and I'm kind of curious if I were now literally to click that, if these readies would all become approved, or if they would, or if perhaps, yeah, I wonder if all the blue boxes would become green and say approved. But I'm looking over at Grade Wizard, and that has the same number of 6 as there are blue boxes. So I wonder if I just click Grade. I'm going to go with, I take back the Grade Assist. I'm going to go with Grade Wizard and see if, I feel like if I click that, because that has the same number of like the ready to be reviewed blue boxes, if that would do the automatic assessment for those XPs.
Okay. Awesome. And you said it might, the readies might turn green and approved. What is your ideal hope?
I would definitely, that would
Ideally, what
definitely
would
be,
happen?
that definitely would be the ideal, because then,
Okay.
yeah, there's nothing left for me to do. They're approved, and the only thing I'm waiting for is the youth to complete another one and get a ready. Yeah, ideally
Awesome.
approved
All right.
as opposed to revised.
Okay. That sounds good. So we are going to pretend we kind of had both set up and not really had full expectations of which one was the best to use. But pretend we'll just use Grade Assist for the time being, just because that's the button. So you've turned something on and something has happened. How is this different or similar to what you expected?
Sure. So I see now I have a new color added to kind of my color scheme. I have almost like a lighter green than the approved, and it says that these ones have been auto-graded. And also I see with Kelly that she's earned the badge. She has earned the badge, so I'm thinking the ones that say approved with the white text are ones that I must have looked at like actually went in and viewed the artifact, and the auto-graded are ones that have been done, with some kind of wizard or automatic assessment, because she has earned the badge, so it's not like I had to go in and check the auto-graded ones before the badge was earned. If there was no badge next to that, I might think that it's been auto-graded, but I needed to give it like the human touch and open it and look at it. And then
one thing I forgot to mention, Christine, sorry. I forgot to mention that to pretend that these were already before, so they weren't auto-grading a gray one, because I know we kind of jumped a little bit, so my apologies.
No. Actually, I was thinking that when we switched, because I was like, oh, now maybe I have to add gray into part of my schema,
yeah.
but no.
No.
But yeah, that's what I would think if the badge wasn't showing there on the right hand, like in the right hand, far right hand column,
Mhm.
I might think
Mhm.
that great, it's auto graded, which is it's done kind of the bulk of the work, but I still need to click it open for some reason and double check that the computer, you know, assessed it correctly or whatever,
Okay.
I mean, it would make things faster, but at the same time, like, if it, the automatic badge awardal is pretty key because if I don't have to go in and click and look at something that's already been graded, that's
Mhm.
preferable.
Mhm.
And I also see that two of them with the auto graded were asked for revisions, so um,
Mhm.
that is, and then so at the top I see that grade assist is on. So there's none ready for review because it's on, and if it's on, then anything that's ready is going to be automatically graded. 10 in work, 64 have been approved. Also, I see the grade assist is on again, and then the badges earned. So yeah, that seems to be the biggest difference since the last screen is just the auto graded kind of prompt now and more badges earned.
Awesome. Oh, interesting noise there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that was that was basically task 2. So
Okay.
how did that go for you?
That was, I mean, exciting to see if this is, on its way, but pretty self-explanatory, I think. But I definitely think having the badges on the side clarified for me if this was like completely graded, done, I don't have to look at it again, or if that badge wasn't there, I would have questioned if I still had to go in and give it a
Mm,
human check approval.
okay, interesting. Yeah, cool. Okay, so you reviewed, well, you've had the computer review all 60, but now you actually think that Kelly isn't a great student, so you're questioning some of the approvals by the machine. So how would you go check uh, what got auto graded?
I would click the box that says auto graded, and I'd imagine that like the artifact that had been automatically assessed would pop up, so I could review it. I could still review it. Um, I
All right.
would wonder though if that means like, so I'm assuming the badge there means they've earned it, but perhaps the badge at the end of her name means that um, she's like as she's almost earned it. I just have to click it, and then it would like be sent to her the notification that she's earned the badge. Just because,
Oh, that's a good point. Let's pick Liz then. Yeah, let's pick Liz.
okay, because I was just like, ooh, if I have to like take back a badge, that could cause all kinds of problems.
Ah, that is a good point to note as well, actually.
But with Liz, I would just click her auto graded, like I said, and imagine that the pop up for her artifact would show, and then I can see exactly what was auto graded.
All right, let's go check it out. And I think I did get feedback that the name was good, so we got the name on there for you.
Okay. Oh, nice. So we have her artifact, who it is. I also forgot to mention the last one. It says the playlist, and then also specifically the XP I'm looking at, which is super helpful because um,
Oh,
I like that at the top there's just like the numbers for the XPs. I wouldn't want the names of the XPs underneath it. It seems like that would get way too cluttered and clunky. Um,
mm,
if I could if I could click on the XP at the very top though, like if I clicked number 5 and it told me the name of it, that would be helpful. Um,
sure, okay.
but so seeing what the requirement was, what she should have specifically responded to. I see again the same responses before that we looked at before the grade assist was on.
You
We
just
have grade
pretend those
assist.
are like differently worded
Yeah,
or something.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have grade assist on, and the feedback is, "Hey Kelly, you rock this XP. You learned all about managing your bank account. You're on your way to earning the Be Payday Ready badge." So Grade Assist has approved it because I'm assuming they saw some kind of keywords in there that we were looking for in a correct answer. And then I also see, so I went back and read it and thought, yeah, she has some keywords, but she really just didn't answer the question correctly, and
Hmm.
she somehow just got lucky by throwing in one or two of the words that Grade Assist was looking for. So then I could click override, and then I'd imagine it'd be nice if I clicked override and the feedback kind of automatically deleted, so I didn't actually accidentally like send it to her, and then, but because that could be confusing if I clicked override and wasn't thinking and hit like revise, and but she then saw the
Hmm.
feedback and was like, what? If I clicked override and the feedback disappeared, then I could put my feedback as to why her answer wasn't correct and why she had to go
Uh-huh.
over.
Delete feedback. Typed in. Definitely. Okay. So assuming Kelly did not pass, after whoever we're looking, Liz or whoever,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Assuming this person did not pass, but the grade assist did pass them, what is the feeling and sentiment behind what has happened?
So I think if it's just the like if it's an isolated case or if you like you said earlier, like I purposely went in to check on this student because I know that they're not the strongest student, so I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
surprised that they, that the auto grade did pass them.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
it'd be okay if I noticed that, like, let's say this is a really weak, one of my weaker class groups or classes,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them are passing, and I'm clicking a couple, and I'm seeing like, wait a second, like, no, this is wrong. Like, all these ones that were graded correct are now wrong. I mean, I would be frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if it's an isolated case, I'd be more I'd be more happy the fact that I don't have to go in and check all these individually. That would override being like, well, this is annoying that I have to go back in. I think it totally depends on if it's like, oh, I'm doing this once or twice for every XP in this large group, or if I'm doing this for
Mm-hmm.
like every single auto grade, then that would be terrible.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So we have one additional design option for this use case of you did not agree with the model. So here we have one override button. Um,
Uh-huh.
the second option is a little bit more manual.
Oh, okay. So I see Grade Assist recommends approval. So I guess my question here would be, is this so like before we saw like it said auto graded, and if it's auto
Uh-huh.
graded, actually I would have two questions. So, like the one that did have the last three auto graded and earned the badge, would that be automatic, with the badge
Yeah.
awardal? Because let's say like Kelly is also like not one of my strongest students, and I'm like, well, great, she just earned the badge, and now I have to like take it back from her, or would it be
Okay.
so that's just like that totally could be isolated.
We can split
This
those
one,
out.
so I see like so it auto graded, it was green. They recommend that this be approved. Um, this seems to almost like harp back to like now all of them are auto graded, but I still have to go in and give it the like the human. Yeah, I trust. I don't trust the machine, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to check it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of like the other design where it's like it's done and I'm only going in to override it like sparingly. This one
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's recommending that it be approved, but I still have to like I'm still going in and checking it because like I almost
Yeah.
don't fully trust that it's doing it correctly.
Mm-hmm. So you're still having to grade every single one anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like the benefit of the full automatic outweighs any potential overrides with the exception of the badge award.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Uh, Assessment is one of our biggest hurdles, and it's like people aren't ever concerned about like, oh, but I really want to make sure it's they've given the kids get great feedback. It's more like we're talking about bigger programs, and a lot of them are using like really basic workforce readiness content where you're not putting like philosophical thought into it. It's literally like pretty
Hmm.
straightforward answers. So their problem that they're always like worried about even going near LRNG is, well, who's going to assess thousands of playlists,
Right.
especially with the way it currently is, where they can't do it at the XP level review, and so a lot of
Hmm.
times the people they hire during the summer program are temps, and then their last day is the same last day as the kids, so like they lose that person
Oh,
who's reviewing it. Um, so yeah, I
yeah.
definitely think the automatic, like people would jump at the automatic over like, not trusting a machine to do it.
Totally, yeah, because we're not actually reducing the manual grading aspect where the auto kind of
Right.
shines. All right, cool. So we have some little polishing to do with like the exact name, but I think maybe AutoGrade or something makes more sense just based
Yeah.
on your feedback. So that was the last task. I guess just general feedback overall, what you liked, what you disliked.
So I really liked how like you have the boxes, like I said, like I've seen this with other um more like super academic focused like
Hmm.
math ed tech platforms. I've seen like with this color coding and with the boxes that are like the specific lessons or whatever the kids are doing. So I think it's familiar, which is super, I mean, of course everyone wants to be unique, but I think having this familiarity makes people like ready and more willing to want to use our platform.
Hmm.
I like that you have all the kids and like in a list and then like their XP, so I can see the progress of them all at once, as opposed to having to click into each, the way we currently have it. You have to click into each individual kid and see like where they're at,
Hmm.
or so I also like that. Um, I love seeing the badge on the side. And yeah, I think it has like all the information that someone would want right at the top of like how many like, you know, if there were, say, 150 kids, and like I don't want to scroll down and
Hmm.
count all those badges that are on the side, but like a nice quick like, okay, there's 90 badges earned. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think that, I mean, if we had this, I think it would alleviate a lot of headaches I get from hearing from customers. So it looks really
Yay.
amazing to me. And I love that like the artifact doesn't open a whole new page or doesn't, make you have to refresh or go back. It's just right there, um, with all, the information you need. And I think all the color coding is um, super, super helpful. Um, but yeah, I think this is exactly what our customers are looking for. Just like they want to be able to quickly look at something and see like overall progress. So like even if I'm not looking at super specific details, I can look at this and say, okay, like half these kids are complete. It looks like a lot of them are moving along at a nice pace. If
Hmm.
they're still like, oh crap, like everyone's stuck on five. Everyone has a revision. Like just seeing that also it'd be helpful. Like so I think the way you guys have it is really great. And I'm just rambling at this point.
No, no, awesome. Not any feedback you have, we love hearing it. So, any questions you have or any new ideas to help us keep moving on this?
um, I honestly like nothing came up where I was like, this definitely needs to be changed. Um, no, I mean the only thing I would think about is like, then this is like getting real into the nitty gritty is like, where are you gonna put like a
Hmm.
scroll bar for when and
Hmm.
if there's like obviously more than 16 kids on this page, or what if there's more than six
Yeah, totally.
XPs? Is
Yeah.
like, is your screen gonna shrink to fit them all into that spot, or is it gonna be that there's a scrolly to go horizontal? Um,
Yeah, it's a good one.
but I mean, like I said, that's just being nitpicky.
No, no, it's good, good, definitely good thought. Yeah, because I think the P payday already actually did have seven, and I cut one of them just to fit it on my screen.
Yeah, that's why I was like, six is like our ideal number when people have that. Like, it's not too much, and it's not too little, but like, I know some people go up to like 12. So, just thinking how that all
Yeah.
fits, because I love this like one shot view. So, um,
Mhm.
keeping, that nice, concise clarity in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let me stop the recording real quick. Thank you so much for your time, Christine.
Yeah, definitely.